So if you will, turn with me to Luke chapter 15. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. So, Luke chapter 15, we're going to start reading in verse 4. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Does he not leave the 99 in open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And whenever he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." Okay, so something I want to point out, make this a little more live. You're the shepherd. So you're going to go out, you're going to start counting the sheep. It's getting evening time, and it's about to get dark. So you're counting your sheep, and you realize you have 100 sheep, but you only count 99. So one of them is missing. So you decide to go off into the horrible woods like this, and you walk in, and then you can't find your sheep. But you're not going to stop until you find them. So you keep on going, and it's starting to get dark now. But then you hear a noise, and you start walking towards it, and you see your sheep. But then, let's turn this around. You're not the shepherd, you're the sheep. And you're in the clutches of this mighty lion, ready to devour you and tear you up. But the shepherd with authority demands that he has his sheep back, and the lion says no. And so the shepherd says, okay, I will give myself up if you let my sheep be free. And so he gives himself, the shepherd with authority, gives himself nothing and lowers himself to be a sheep and just gives himself up to be devoured by the lion. But you see, he doesn't get devoured. We think he does, but he comes back and he defeats this lion. And he comes back and gets his sheep. You see, Jesus Christ, or God, lowered himself to a human and died for us. He didn't have to do that. But because he loved us so much, he was willing to make himself a sheep and die for us. This is total proof that God is love. So what I read earlier was 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I started in verse 4, so if you will turn there with me. And you see, it talks about love, but I said God is love. So we're going to see how well this fits, and we're going to exchange the word love, and we're going to use God instead. So God is patient, God is kind. God does not envy, and God does not boast. God is not proud. God is not rude. God is not self-seeking. God is not easily angered, and God keeps no record of your wrongs. God does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. God always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And most of all, God never fails. That's perfect proof right there. He did not fail. It looked like he did, and Satan thought he had finally defeated him and he had conquered. But in all reality, it was Jesus, and it was God that conquered, because he defeated him and beat him with a big, ugly stick. And that's quoted, that's in the Bible. And I don't remember where, but I can talk to you guys about that later. So, so if God has this love and this patience to lower himself to a sheep, if we are already the sheep and we've been lost, shouldn't we go to the other sheep? Like John said, we need to go out and help the other sheep come back. And whenever they come back, we need to keep them with us and encourage them. So, what I want to leave with you guys today is that we are all sheep. and we were all lost at one point. At one point, we were in the clutches of this lion, ready to be devoured. But someone came and took that burden. So if we see someone ready to be devoured, shouldn't we go and help them? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, I tell you what, you need to get ready, get your boots on, and get ready for the farm life, because we're going to need to be herding some sheep.